I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of sick and tired of all this discussion about AI music. And all of us players out there, all of us involved in music are just going to give up. Enough is enough is enough. You know, can AI do some cool stuff? Yeah, it can. It can do some cool stuff. But everybody's forgetting this one key thing, this one super, super, super important thing. And that is human freaking nature. You got to give it to yourself. Give props to other people. Let me ask you, you looking at me right now. Would you rather listen to AI music or would you rather listen to music created by people? I know everybody likes to think that the population is dumb and stupid and they're all a bunch of sheep that would just be force-fed anything you want them to enjoy in life. That's just a load of crap, man. That's just a load of garbage. Are there some aspects of that are true? But where are those people who lie? Are they in the minority or are they in the majority? I mean, come on. For those of you old enough, and a lot of you watch my channel, a little bit older, okay? Remember Tom Hanks out on the beach talking to the volleyball, right? Ended up driving him crazy. Well, why did it drive him crazy? Because he's all alone. He's got no human connection. He's got no human connection. For those who watch my channel, I'm going to share something with you. I'm an introvert. You'd never know it by watching me on this YouTube channel, but I'm an introvert. I like being alone. I talk to myself a lot. I've always told myself my idea of fantasy is to be stuck on that desert island with just a volleyball, okay? Now forget the idea of my family, my kids, and everything else. Of course, I wouldn't choose that route. But if it was just me and me only, I think for what I think that would be my bliss. But I'm an exception to the rule. Very few people can live without a human freaking connection. You do it, I do it, everybody does it. Do you have friends? Do you love people you like to hang out with? Why? Because you got to have a human connection. Throughout all of time, right? Would you rather see a painting by a famous painter, if that's your thing? It's not my thing, but if that's your thing, would you rather see that? Or some nonsense created by a freaking computer? Give me a break. I mean, just shut up. That's all I got to say about the discussion. I mean, yes, can you use some cool things? And are there some cool things that somebody can do with AI? Sure there are. And does it scare me a little bit how far this is going to take it in other aspects of life? You better damn well believe it is. It does. Yeah, it does scare me. Okay? But that's not music. Steven Wilson Jr. If you don't know who he is, stop this video right now. Go search for his name, listen to his music, and come back to this video after you've done that. That man has touched an emotion and a relatability like nobody else in a long time. He's freaking awesome. Steven Wilson Jr. Robert John and the Wreck. Go check him out. If you think music is dead, you're full of it. Go check them out. And you come back and you honestly tell me after listening to those guys, you think music is dead. It's a human connection that we've all got to have. You know, I didn't spend, when I was starting at 15, learning how to play this thing, okay? I didn't do it to get rich. I didn't do it to get famous. I did it because I wanted to create something. Are you just going to give up playing your instrument? Is that what you're going to do? Are you just going to give up? You're going to throw in the towel? You're going to throw in the towel and just say, I'm not even going to bother wasting my time. What's the point? No, you do it because it gives you the ability to express how you feel. Fix my glasses. Gives you the ability to relate to things, to express how you feel, what you think. It's an emotion. It is an emotion. That's what people connect to. So if you think for 1 second, long term, will there be a bunch of sheep that rush off to it right away? Yeah, they will. And then they'll get sick and tired of it. I just don't believe it for 1 second that they won't. Would you? Would you? No, you wouldn't. And I wouldn't either. So why do you think everybody else? Do you think you're the only smart person in the world? Do I think I'm the only person in the world who gets it? I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's a ridiculous way of thinking. Get out of your box, get out of your shell and think differently, okay? And think differently. Because I don't believe for one freaking second that it's going to take over. I just don't believe it. But do you? Do you really? If you stop and think about it, do you really? You can use the excuse that the other generation, the younger generation who just wants to play video games. Well, like it or not, they're not playing those video games against a computer. They're playing them against other people, and they're interacting with them when they do it. They're just not sitting in the same room. Why do I know this? And I'm 61 years old, okay? I got a 40-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 21-year-old, and 19-year-olds. I think I'm pretty diversified across all those things. Of course, my 40-year-old son is closer to my way of thinking, but I raise my children right, work hard. Do more than what anybody else expects. Never complain. Give it everything you've got. No excuses. And speak of that, you could choose to stop watching right now, but I'm going to ask you to stick through to the end of this video. Now, if you're just going to give up on me right now, then just give up on me. That's fine. You don't like what I'm talking about? That's fine. Just give the freak up. I don't care, okay? Because I'm speaking truth here. I'm speaking reality, okay? And at the end of the day, I'm going to have a message at the end of this that's worth fast forwarding too. But if you're sticking with me, stick with me till I get there. All right, I got to do a little bit of housekeeping right now. If you've noticed a few things back here, you see I've got some control surface. See, I've got these cool little desktop enclosures for them that put them at a perfect angle, okay? So let's hear about that right now. Well, maybe you didn't know this, but I sponsor my own videos. I don't take outside sponsorships. I have a side business called Artisan Woodshed. You can go to www.artisanwoodshed and check out what we offer. I make custom desktop enclosures for a lot of different control surfaces. Today, I've got them out there for Softube's Console 1, as well as their fader, both of them in the MK3 version. In addition to that, I make them for PreSonus's Fader Port 8 and Fader Port 16. Again, you can go to the website and check those out. I've recently introduced Avid's series of control surfaces where I can make it for a single dock or a single S1, or maybe you've got an S1 and a dock. I can do a 2-bay, a 3-bay, or 4-bay, whatever it is you want. All you got to do is go to www.artisanwoodshed.com. So I encourage you to go check these things out. I work really hard for you guys, and I'm always trying to come up with new ideas, things that I can make that are helpful to those of you in the studio while bringing a bling. My goal in all of this is to be able to make something that does just that. It looks absolutely beautiful on your desk in your studio. The next thing up, I want to put these control surfaces at an angle that makes them so much easier to use, And then lastly, I try to do the best I can to make them affordable. And so when you can put all that together, it's really quite a great bang for the buck. I've got nothing but 5-star reviews, whether I've sold them on Reverb or via the website. I haven't had a single negative review. I haven't had a single one below 5. So that tells you that people are very, very happy with them. And I know you will be too. So go to www.artisanwoodshed.com. Lastly, I have affiliate links with Sweetwater as well as Thomann. If you go down to the link below in the description of this video or any of my videos and you click that link, whatever you add to that cart, I'll get a tiny, tiny cut of it. That's how I keep my views honest and direct for you without any implications or any outside sources affecting my opinion and what I have to say. So I appreciate it if you support me either via the website or the affiliate links, and it helps me kind of keep doing these videos for all of you. Now let's get back to this video. I've said this before. I think there's certain aspects of AI music that can really help people learn to create, learn to be better. Can you imagine, those of you that are older like me, can you imagine if you actually had the resources of YouTube and all the teaching and everything that happens online, how it would have made you a much better player, much faster? And if you tell yourself, no, I'm sorry, you're just full of garbage as far as I'm concerned, that's a bunch of nonsense. Unless you happen to have the greatest teacher in the world, okay, I'll give you that. Maybe you're an exception to that, but most people aren't that way. We had to learn from listening and slowing the record down and all that stuff. Those who know, they know, okay? All right, but there's a lot of things to be gained from this. And I've said this before in another video. I think if you're a singer and you don't have any musicians to hang out with, any musicians to really explore your singing, both your melody creation, both maybe you're a lyricist, maybe you're an all-in-one and you want to write lyrics and things like that, go do some AI stuff. Go to SUNY.com or whatever. I've done it. There's some things that can be the resources. It's no different than anything else. Have it create something in different things in different keys. And then you practice your melody and your ability to come up with things based upon that music so that when you're in that opportunity to get with other musicians, you can just navigate and it's just flow right out of you. That's a great resource. It's a super great resource. A lot of us out there like to jam to backing tracks on YouTube. What's wrong with using AI to do that? How's that any different? You want to practice your soloing and things like that? Well, sure. Go use AI to do that. Go use AI to do that. Now, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I think you've pretty much understood what my take on this is. And look, guys, gals, you can agree to disagree all you want. But I've got confidence that I feel like I know what I'm talking about. I can't guarantee I'm right. Part of me hopes I'm right. Now I'm going to tell you a small story. And I'm going to encourage you to really, really listen to this and understand the real message that's being sent in this story. I came up with this a long time because I've had the benefit of leading thousands of people over my lifetime. And I've learned a lot about human nature. And so I use this childhood game that we used to play to really explain kind of what human nature is really about. So, I'm from a small town in Kentucky. We were outside playing every day, all day, okay? We would play a game called King of the Mountain. And what that was is if there was a place where they're building houses or something like that, they would want to make the level all flat, make it everything like that. And so they'd take all the excess dirt and they'd pile it up into a mountain. And that was just one way. You could play it many different ways, as long as you had a hill to climb up to, right? And so you would race to the top of that. So everybody kind of get around that mountain, and whoever got to the top first was de facto king of the mountain, okay? Now, I found in my experiences in life that there are 3 ways that people play that game. 3 ways. One, you've got people who are just naturally gifted, naturally talented, good head on their shoulders. Athletically, they could kind of do what they wanted their body to be able to do. And intellectually, they could kind of see their footprints and vision their way up. And they would get to the top of the mountain more than most people. But I have found that people in that category represent a relatively small percentage of the population. Then you've got the second group of people, of which I've always considered myself part of. And what we're doing is we're paying attention to what that person that's always getting up that mountain before us. We're learning from every step they make. We're applying our own technique and maybe taking some different routes, and we're perfecting those all along the way. And so maybe sometimes I'm king of the mountain. Maybe sometimes I'm never king of the mountain. But you know what I'm always doing? I'm always going up the mountain. Then you've got your third group of people. And this represents a fairly large percentage of population. Did as far as going back to my age group, my parents' age group, and throughout today, okay? These are people who are not willing to do the work, are not willing to put in the effort to get there. They want to blame everybody else. It has got to be some other reason that they're not getting up the mountain, that the deck is stacked against them. All they do is make up excuse. Yet at the same time, there's people going up that mountain on their own behalf, not because someone reached down and helped them up, because they never gave up until they got there. So what do those people in that third group do? All they do is drag everybody else down. Don't be that third group. You may not be that first, but you and everyone out there can be. It's all in your head. No excuses. Get it done. Don't complain. Make it happen. You will carve your way. No excuses. Always, always, always go up the mountain. Until next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.